A darkened house. The air is thick with tension. The only sound, Henry McDaniel's ragged breathing. He sits in a dimly lit room, clutching a flashlight, his fingers trembling. His wide, terrified eyes dart toward the front door. Something is out there. He feels it before he hears it. The quiet stretches on. Then the doorknob moves. Slowly, deliberately. He wants to run, wants to scream, but he can't, because whatever is outside wants him to know it's there. Earlier that evening, Enfield, Illinois. The rain has settled into a gentle drizzle, the kind that makes people feel safe. Inside his warm home, Henry McDaniel sits in an old armchair, flipping through a newspaper. His wife and kids sleep peacefully down the hall. Everything is normal until it isn't. A strange feeling creeps over him, a heavy, pressing sensation, the kind that makes your skin crawl before your brain understands why. His fingers tighten around the newspaper. He glances toward the door. Nothing. But something feels off. A chill runs down his spine. Maybe it's just his mind playing tricks. Maybe. Henry hesitates at the door. A strange primal instinct tells him not to open it. But curiosity is a dangerous thing. He unlatches the lock, pulls the door open. Darkness stretches beyond the porch. The air is still, too still. Nothing moves. Then, a shape shifts at the edge of the yard. A flicker of motion, barely visible, something standing just beyond the tree line. Henry's breath catches. It's not human. Its body is wrong. Too thin, too tall. Its limbs move in a way that doesn't make sense. Then in an instant, its eyes open. Two glowing red orbs pierce the night. It's watching him. And then, it steps forward. Terror takes hold. Henry slams the door shut, locking it with shaky hands. His chest rises and falls rapidly. His thoughts race, then silence. It's still out there, watching. The air inside the house feels heavier. He slowly approaches the window, hesitates. He knows he shouldn't look, but he does. And there it is, standing right outside the glass. Its twisted mouth curls into something almost like a smile. Henry stumbles back, and then it vanishes the next night. Henry sits in his chair, his rifle resting in his lap. He doesn't sleep anymore. Then, something moves outside again. This time, he doesn't hesitate. He grabs his gun, rushes to the porch, and fires into the darkness. A deafening gunshot. Silence follows. He lowers the rifle, heart hammering. Then, from the trees, two glowing red eyes blink open. And then more. Not just one. There are others. Word spreads fast. The police arrive the next morning. They don't believe Henry until they find the footprints. Massive, three-toed, unlike anything seen before. Neighbors start whispering. Some say Henry is crazy, but then more reports come in. A farmer's dog disappears. A woman wakes to see something standing at her window, watching her sleep. A boy vanishes from his backyard, his toys left scattered in the dirt. The town is gripped with fear. They know now. The Enfield Monster is real, and it's not alone. The final showdown, Henry is awake again. He doesn't sleep anymore. His wife and kids left town. He sits in his chair, gun in hand, staring at the front door, waiting. The house feels wrong. Then, the air turns cold. A pressure settles on his chest. He can feel something in the room with him. He slowly turns his head and sees it, not outside, inside, standing in the corner of his living room, watching, smiling. Henry grips the gun. But deep down, he knows. It's already too late. The next morning, the town is silent. Henry's house stands unchanged. His chair is empty. His rifle lies on the floor, unfired. And Henry? Gone, vanished without a trace, just like the others. No blood, no signs of struggle. Only one thing remains. The deep claw marks gouged into the walls, and the door, left slightly ajar, as if something let itself in. They say the Enfield Monster disappeared. But did it? Maybe it's still out there. Maybe it's watching you. And if you ever wake up to a feeling of being watched, don't look outside, because you might not be alone.